Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about some of the most common errors in technical SEO. Knowing those errors will help you become a better technical SEO and will help you avoid those errors in your own SEO clients or on your own website. So stay tuned for because this is like really important. So I would say the most common technical error I come across as a website auditor is low value links. And what are low value links? So these are simply the links which do not use a descriptive or keyword rich anchor text when they link to another web page. These are internal links, another web page on the site. So for example, I like chose a random site. So here the site is linking to the homepage. Is linking to. Let me remove that parameter. So here the site is linking to the page about team, and it is done through read more. It is even worse because it is a button. So read more button. So this is like carrying no SEO value whatsoever. Because ideally we want to use like I said, a descriptive anchor. So for example, in that case, it could be like where this firm is located. So Shanghai uh, law firm or whatever, Chicago law firm, and that would be a descriptive anchor. And here we have read more. For Google, it carries, like I said, no message. So low value links, and we often see those links like read more, learn more, click here, explore, those type of general words. So usually this is like the quickest SEO win you can have when you like start optimizing the site and you see that, oh, this site is using read more links instead of, for example, linking the entire title of the article. So that's number one. Number two is using JavaScript instead of regular pagination. So having this load more functionality. So here's another site where I noticed this mistake. So this is like the blog page. Yes, this is a blog page. We have those blog posts, and to be able to see more, we have to click. And here is the thing that we have to click, and clicking is not necessarily like the most I would say optimal way for SEO and for Google. So I would recommend simply having a pagination because Googlebot doesn't click on links, and JavaScript usually requires some action from the user to be able to load the page to even here to load more links. So this is like not optimal for internal linking, for again strengthening this topical authority of the page. Another mistake is having a no index tag where it shouldn't be. So a quick way to check, for example, what pages on the site are non-indexable is going to Google Search Console to the to the index report, or crawling the site with, for example, Screaming Frog, and see going to the report about directives, and in this report with directives, you can simply like go to HTML pages, indexability, and you sort them by, here I can see indexable, non-indexable, and checking, okay, so this one is non-indexable. Was it intentional or wasn't it intentional? Because very often there is no index tag on pages where it definitely shouldn't be. Like, for example, I saw this on the main blog page. There was a no index tag. Why? On category pages. This is kind of to be discussed, but this is like there are different opinions. But even category pages, all category pages were no indexed. Why? And there is the same common issue with the reverse, when we don't have a no index tag where it should be. For example, there are some like some test pages or staging version of the site, which definitely should be no index, but it isn't no index because someone forgot to add a no index tag. So this works in like two ways. So that's a very common issue. Another one is where canonical tags are done in a wrong way, in an incorrect way. So one example I saw was that the site had all of its internal pages canonicalized to the homepage, and as a result, practically most of those pages weren't even indexed by Google. So we can check canonical tags in bulk in Screaming Frog. You just have to scroll the entire site. Scroll. You have to just scroll the entire site, and here you have canonicals report, and it shows you what pages have canonical, whether this is like self-referencing or whether it is like canonicalized to a different page. So you can do that, or you can simply use you can use my favorite Chrome extension, detailed. Just go on a specific page, click on detailed, and you will see canonical here, canonical. You can see that, okay, so this is self-referencing. So very useful for usually checking, because this can, when canonicals are done wrong, then can be like the consequences may be really I would say bad for the site and for the site's traffic. You can also check in Google Search Console, for example, what canonical Google has chosen for a given page, whether this is the same as declared. So again, GSC is the tool you have to be checking, you have to be using every day. Another, I would say, quite common mistake is that in the sitemap we have not the incorrect URLs. So, for example, once I had a site which had, usually the sitemap will be indicated in robots tags, so you can like quickly see. Okay, so I can see there is the sitemap. Let me open that sitemap. But what you want to do is, when you are crawling the site, you also want to crawl the sitemap so that the crawler can then compare, are the same URLs in the sitemap that that the crawler was able to find on the site. One of the cases I had was that on the sitemap there were HTTP URLs instead of HTTPS. So basically, crawler had to go through this one hop from HTTP to HTTPS before like reaching the final destination. Or another quite common mistake is that you have non-indexable URLs in the sitemap, and there is like no use of having like non-indexable URLs in the sitemap. Another technical SEO mistake that you definitely should be avoiding is simply not making use of the power of internal linking. So I touched upon that a bit at the beginning, talking when I was talking about internal read more like low quality backlinks. But generally, when you have your site, you should have like different topics that you touch upon, and ideally the articles that talk about this specific one topic, they should link to other related articles. You can do that ideally through internal links on the within the article, like regular text links. Let me check if this site has it. Or you can simply do it in the form of, for example, related articles shown below. Like here you have related articles, and you can see you also have some links here. Some of them are internal, some of them are external. So that's there is like this concept of siloing. You can use virtual siloing, which is simply like virtually linking to different pages, but related pages within a specific category topic. So, for example, on my site, I have the category about SEO audits, And all the articles I have around SEO audits, different types of SEO audits, are linked to one another within that silo, and they are linking back to the category. So this is like, in a nutshell, what you can be doing. Okay, another one is speed. Of course, when it comes to speed is a tiny ranking factor, and you like definitely this is not something that will. This is not like a deal breaker, but it is a tiebreaker, I would say. So if your site has like a horrible, totally horrible speed, everything is in the red, you like don't have any in red, it takes like, I even saw a site that took more than 1 minute to load. If this is like that horrible, then this is like a huge mistake, and you definitely need to work on speed. But if you like are quite fast, and for example the performance is in 70s, you pass core web vitals, you don't need to like obsess about getting to the 99 or 100, because like there's simply a better way of using your time, which is probably by creating more content than obsessing about speed. So the place to check speed is, of course, Google PageSpeed Insights and also Google Search Console, and whether you pass Core Web Vitals. If you pass Core Web Vitals, you can, in most cases, forget about speed entirely. But if you are all red, you should pay some attention to that. Very often, the things that cause your speed to be like horrendous are very huge images, totally no caching, no optimization whatsoever regarding like images, JavaScript files. And if you're using WordPress, there are like plugins that can do it instantly. You can use Cloudflare, which also like will make your site faster. There are a lot of ways of improving your speed without like being a developer. So in most cases, it can be tackled quite easily with just simple optimizations. Another issue I come across, fortunately less often than I used to, but still, is mixed content. So mixed content is when some parts of your site or some web pages or some resources are still loaded over HTTP instead of HTTPS. And this is huge because Chrome and other web browsers will like warn you against a site that has mixed content. So you definitely want to be checking that. And for example, Screaming Frog. If you crawl the site with Screaming Frog, there is this security report which shows you like HTTP URLs, HTTPS mixed content, and you ideally want this all to be like it is here. And the last issue I want to touch upon, of course, there are more of that errors, but like I could be like talking about them for 10 hours, but let's keep that relatively show and digestible for you. So another one is no alt tags. Like having alt tags is not like I would say like a very, very important ranking factor. We don't even know if it is like actually like if we can consider it a ranking factor. But this is important in terms of accessibility. So if you have an article and you have images in it, you should be using alt text to describe those images. Ideally, if you want your images to have like the keywords you want your images to have, you should be using the images that actually like talk about this topic, those keywords. A quick way of course, you can check all images in bulk using Screaming Frog or using Sidebulb. But you can also like, if you want to like check ad hoc a specific page, you can simply like open it in open Chrome web developer tools and to go to images, tab images, display alt attributes. And this will show you whether there are alt attributes on specific pages. As you can see, uh, alt attributes are not necessarily correct here. They are like IMG for all of them. Ideally, this should be the names of those people. So So this can be a quick win, especially if you have a lot of original images. This can help you rank in Google image search. So if you're using like stock images, then probably this is not going to be that important. But in the case of like if you have a lot of screenshots or you are like uploading your own photos to your site, definitely something worth doing. Okay, so that was number 10. These are like the most common technical errors you should be avoiding. You should be checking for whenever you analyze the site. You should check if your site has them. So this is exactly your homework. Your site or the site of your clients, whatever site you're working on now, you have to like go through the list of those issues and check if this site has them, and if it has them you should think about ways of getting rid of them, fixing them. So I hope you learned a lot from this video, and thanks for watching.